We all know that when you lose something that is very valuable to you, it is hard to cope with the losses. Hi, my name is Joseph Pratt, a junior at Cathedral High School, and, like everyone, I know how it feels to have a valuable item stolen from me. Office theft affects both small businesses and major corporations alike. This topic hits close to home because of the fact that some coworkers in the office can be portrayed as thieves. In addition, and in most cases, something major, or anything at all, does not have to be stolen for it to constitute stealing. Offices are a community of co-workers that interact with one another while doing work. This becomes a personal environment where office items become communal. Employees see taking a pen from the office almost as a right. If an employee takes a 30-cent pen once a week for a whole year, which 77% of employees have admitted to, the total cost would be around $15.60. Now, let us assume that 4 other employees follow in this renegade employee's footsteps. The yearly cost would be $78 in losses, although it would be more plausible that they each take 2 pens a week. So the total is now $156 in losses solely on pens taken by 5 employees. Even a small 2% group has admitted stealing furniture and computers. This is mostly addressed to employees that steal without forethought. The employees do not consider it stealing. These numbers are an example of the complete disregard employees have towards office supplies. Sometimes, taking something physical does not have to be taken for it to be stealing. Time theft affects the productivity of the office. Most employees would not even think that surfing the internet or planning a party on office time would be stealing, but it is. Some time theft is not even productive in any way. For example, water cooler talk. A survey discovered that employee steals an average of 5.4 hours a week and almost 6 work weeks a year. Now, I'm sure that employees don't view taking a meager pen or talking on the phone as stealing, or in the same way that it is presented here, but a little consideration can go a long way. Now, on that note, prevention is the key. With just a simple 20-minute discussion, most employees will get the idea and try to make a conscious effort to save the office money for things it desperately needs. Now, a strategy most employers use while discussing this subject with their employees is putting the theft in the context of the employer entering their house and taking some of the possessions that they might not find valuable or not be missed. Employees will probably consider this as this analogy that these items are meant for office and not personal use. Employees stealing time should have the consideration that office time is for office needs, not personal ones. A foundation of trust must be built for both the employer and the employee, since the same survey found that with seniority comes more time theft. This can cause a major rift in command in the office. If lower-level employees discover that older employees are allowed to take long lunch breaks and smoking breaks and even coffee breaks, this can worsen the problems in the office workplace. With trust, all these examples can be prevented and problems can be avoided. Employees should also trust the employer and have the confidence to ask if they can use office resources. Trust makes the difference in saving the company resources and time to enhance productivity. Several cautious employees have even gone to such lengths as installing security cameras and alarm systems to better protect themselves and the employees in the office from theft. These precautions can sometimes break the trust between an employer and employee. After setting the foundation of trust, this theft should cease. But if it continues, actions have consequences depending on the severity. If one employee is caught stealing a pen, a warning should be a sufficient punishment. If it continues, some employees consider it appropriate charging their employees with the losses. Employees should definitely charge the theft of furniture and electronics. For severe cases like these, an employer should suspend or even terminate said employee. This should err on the side of caution. An employer must be 100% sure the employee in question is stealing. The employer must also have some kind of physical evidence. This should not be a situation of he said, she said, and if it escalates to this, all trust is lost. Situations like this in the office are awkward at best. Tensions can be built after a situation like this, so an employer must be wary when dealing with scenarios like this. The employer could also possibly lose control of the situation. The accusation of an employee being called a thief is a very harsh one. For the case of time theft, a stern talk might be all that is required. Docking an employee for lost time might also be inadequate punishment. This is also a touchy subject because it directly deals with the loss of productivity. This could even worsen when relations in the office. This is why a foundation of trust is so important. Employees should have the confidence and trust to speak to an employer. Offices are, for the most part, close-knit. Employees generally get along fairly well with other employees. An office built on trust and confidence and not deception and lies. Office supplies are meant to improve the productivity and are used as tools for the business. A person caught stealing is always an office tragedy for both the employer and the hard-working employee. We can all learn that employers have to lead the office with confidence, and intimidation is not an option when theft is involved. Clear leadership and keeping a level head is what will solve some of the office's most crucial problems.
It's a wrap.
Shut up, Sherry.